A fence-sitter is someone who won't take an explicit side in an argument, rather trying to stay out of it, or in some cases giving a little credit to both parties, but still not picking a side, playing both sides. This phrase and some similar sayings are thrown out to a lot of people, myself included. Sometimes it's fair to say, sometimes it's not. I think today I have a great example of a content creator being accused of fence-sitting. Someone who has made their career trying to play to two very different audiences. That would be creator and Twitter addict Shoe0nhead. Shoe0nhead is a YouTuber who has been around for many years. She appears to have started back in 2008 on a channel called JAFS Productions, which was a channel she and her friends made skits on, as that was what was popular at the time due to the rise of YouTube's first 1 million subscribed to channel. Fucking Fred. This didn't go anywhere, and she would then start posting onto her current channel, Shoe0nhead, in 2010. This channel didn't go that far at first. In 2012, the channel was just being used to upload vlogs. Each of the vlogs would garner around 1,000 views. Nothing political yet. Her online career would not go anywhere until summer 2014, where she posted a video called Oppression Olympics.
Hey there, pretty lady! Do you wear heels? Do you wear makeup? Do you want to go on a diet and get thin? Don't do any of those things! Hey, I'm a feminist! That's right, a feminist in 2014 America! What does that mean? That means I want you to stoop down to my level! And that means don't go on a diet, don't wear heels, don't do makeup.
The video would achieve a lot of success, thanks to YouTuber Thunderfoot sharing it. A week after it was posted, it had achieved 50,000 views. At the time, Shoe0nhead listed her favorite creators as Your Movie Sucks, Community Channel, Internet Aristocrat / Mr. Medicare, and JonTron. She got into making political content at the perfect time. She made this video 1 month before the Gamergate movement would kick off. I should just make a video about Gamergate at this point due to how many times I've mentioned it in videos. But basically, Gamergate was an online political movement that criticized the gaming industry and ethics in games journalism. It remains controversial due to harassment those targeted by the movement received. It was very anti-feminist, and it was very influential. It was the birth of pretty much the entire online political content scene as we know it today, especially in the right wing. And with Gamergate launching the careers of many other creators, it would launch hers as well. She went from around 6,000 subscribers a week after Oppression Olympics came out in July to over 40,000 at the beginning of December 2014. At the end of 2014, her videos were all getting tens to hundreds of thousands of views. She was a part of what was dubbed the skeptic community, a community of many different types of people, but all were against the SJW menace. And nowadays, she sits over 1 million subscribers on her main channel, with every video getting roughly 1 million views. And a second channel that covered the 2020 election that had some success until she axed it. I don't know why, I actually liked that channel. Now you may be thinking, what the heck, Miguel? I thought you were the lore master. Aren't you going to tell me the whole in-depth story of yet another political internet celebrity who doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things? You just bounced from 2014 to 2020. Well, this video is going to be a bit different from my other videos. I'm not really in the mood to chronologue her entire online history. She gets into slap fights every day on the internet, and I don't care enough to document it in great detail. Today, I want to examine how she has marketed herself over the years in a select few controversies, because I see Shoe0nhead as an enigma, someone who I wouldn't expect to exist and be as popular as she is in the sphere of political commentary. Shoe0nhead nowadays calls herself a left-wing populist on her YouTube channel. Originally, she said she was a liberal and an egalitarian. Populism is a type of rhetoric that can be described as us versus them, the us being normal people, and them being some sort of group of elite, rich, powerful figures that are screwing over normal people people. It is used by both the political left and right. While populism isn't actually an ideology, it's a type of rhetoric, some people do describe themselves with the label, me included. When people describe themselves as such, it basically just means you're anti-establishment. Since me and Shoe both describe ourselves as populists, I think this may be why I'm more sympathetic to her than, say, people in my Twitter replies or my live chat. And I think Shoe calling herself a populist is why she's so successful in her current era of content. Her commentary can just be described as anti-establishment. While writing the script, I decided to check her Twitter timeline. As of August 11th, 2022, it's filled with tweets criticizing the FBI and CIA as corrupt and attacking people trying to destigmatize pedophilia who are in positions of power. If you are someone who has populist tendencies, whether you are left or right wing, you probably aren't going to disagree with anything she's saying. Actually, I think if you're just normal, you'll agree with what she's saying. One thing I find interesting about her Twitter is the fact, unlike her YouTube About section, it doesn't say left-wing populist. It says bimbo populist, removing what side of the aisle she's on and reminding the audience she's a emo e-girl from like 10 years ago. Probably helps her gain more people who are either centrist or right-wing to engage with her content on Twitter. Let's see what the topics she covers on her main channel are. Multiple videos attacking pedophiles and sexual predators, attacking the CIA, videos documenting the downfall of American society, a video of her at January 6th. I don't know why she was there, but she was. On the second channel, she would cover the 2020 Democratic primaries. In these now removed videos, she would rail against the Democratic Party establishment and backed Bernie Sanders. In these videos, she speculates on elections being rigged. Now, of course, since Shoe0nhead is left-wing, there is certainly a lot of left-wing advocacy going on. The second channel was definitely pro-left-wing at the end of the day, and her main channel is no different. Videos defending being bisexual, smoking weed, etc. I'm not trying to make the argument that Shoe0nhead will be the AFPAC 4 mystery speaker, or that she is actually right-wing and based and red-pilled. Although a lot of far-left people who hate her seem to think that she's far-right, which is pretty funny to me due to how, delusional that take is. But she is pretty clearly attempting to garner a larger, non-left-wing audience, and she's been successful at doing that. There's a now-deleted video on her second channel where she polled around 24,000 audience members of the Brainlet channel, and a lot of them said they were right-wing. I had to do the math because Shoe0nhead didn't, but out of a total of 23,951 people, 5,629 said on the political compass they would be in the right-wing libertarian square, and another 1,370 said they would be in the right-wing authoritarian square. That's 6,999 people saying they are right-wing, meaning 29% of the people in the audience is right-wing according to this poll. Normally, if you are a left-wing content creator, your audience is usually left-wing. But 29% of people who watch her content and are willing to engage in a survey for her channel are right-wing. That's pretty interesting to me. She does obviously try to appeal to a larger audience outside of edgy left-wing people, and that has been an undeniable success. She has been able to reach across the political aisle and has been able to convince people who would otherwise disagree to stick around and watch her content. Now, is this only because she's really thought-provoking, well-spoken, and funny, or is it because a lot of people find her attractive, the videos are decently made, she repeats the talking points well, and she's up to date on meme culture? I'm leaning more towards the latter. Her videos are comparable to what Hunter Avalon used to do. It's a good-looking person repeating talking points well in a nicely packaged video, with memes thrown in. The content isn't some sort of extremely thought-provoking, esoteric piece with insane nuance or anything that will change your life forever after hearing it, and that's okay. It doesn't need to be. It's pop politics content. It's easily understandable and entertaining to the average person. Now, Shoe0nhead is no stranger to controversy. We could be here all day going over all her controversies, but I figured with the topic of the video, we need to go over the problems her critics have with her. Shoe's critics on the left think she's a grifter, a racist, a white nationalist, and a part of the alt-right. So I'm just going to debunk the more outlandish claims first. The white nationalist and other various labels come from the fact she used to be friends with, fans of, or collaborated with the following: Lauren Southern, Blair White, Mr. Medicare, Sargon of Akkad, and probably other names, but those are the ones who stuck out while researching. Her boyfriend is also a populist and seems rather right-wing. Me and him used to be mutuals on Twitter. He seemed alright, which that garnered a lot of controversy for Shoe0nhead. Now, simply being in a video with someone doesn't automatically make you some specific ideology. Same with admitting to liking someone's content or even having a positive relationship of some kind with someone. The most damning thing the people who promote this narrative have is a 6-year-old clip where Shoe defended the Twitter suspension of Milo. He was banned for reposting memes comparing a black actress to an ape. Shoe defended him and said she didn't think that it was racially motivated. Her right-wing critics, when they're not being horny, think she's an annoying e-girl fence-sitter, or sometimes a grifter, and they'll frequently add on a bunch of very mean personal attacks. Now, I do have my criticisms of Shoe0nhead, so let me outline every important interaction I had with her. It started off with her blocking me. We'll get into that in a second. She would then follow me about a year later on Twitter, probably around the time of the Fuentes and Medicare debate. I then tried to get her on a stream with me, Turkey Tom, Augie RFC, and Kai Clips. Justin Wang would like the tweet. I got suspended. I then sent one of my fans who was mutuals with her to bug her about the stream. She responded, but the stream just didn't happen. And that's my history with Shoe0nhead that I can remember. So why did she block me? Well, in late summer 2021, she got herself into controversy. What else is new? And I was on her side. You see, Shoe had joined the New York State Populist League and became their social media co-director. This would enrage the intellectual minds, such as the users of r/VoshV and Xander Hall. They were upset because the organization appeared to be critical of vaccine mandates. This would lead to Vosh's subreddit dubbing her right-wing. I like how in a long post listing out everything wrong the organization stands for, the user who made this call-out post with around 1,000 updates listed at the very top of the list, one of the members wanting to outlaw porn. Great priorities, dude. That's definitely the most insane position they could have ever held. Very misplaced priorities, dude. My issue here is Shoe0nhead would immediately backtrack out of being a part of a group who supports slightly right-wing beliefs that Shoe0nhead also admitted to believing in while she was exiting the group.
Some drama, I guess? I don't even know what this is. I met some people at the Medicare for All March, and I became friends with them, and they were like, hey, do you want to join our group? It's the New York State Populist League. And I was like, sure. And then apparently, like, there are some people that have bad opinions that are associated with it, and people started, like, freaking out. And so I was like, okay, never mind. I don't really want to be part of this. They're not an anti-vax group. They're an anti-mandates group, which I am too. I feel like most people would be anti-mandate. I don't know. I am.
Shoe joined this small group. She wasn't benefiting off of joining it. She only joined to help out her friends who ran it and because she agreed with the general premise. In the second some people on Reddit got mad, she instantly bent the knee. I would call her out in the replies of one of her tweets about this situation, asking her to stand up for herself and be her own person. And that is how I got blocked by Shoe0nhead. This seems to be a popular opinion somewhat. At least in the Destiny subreddit, people were making fun of her for instantly bending the knee. Some might see actions like this as a grift, trying not to upset people who would otherwise enjoy her content so she doesn't lose money. I don't know about that. I don't think she says things she doesn't believe in. I think Shoe0nhead actually believes in what she says and does. I think if she didn't, she would have stopped being friendly with right-wingers a while ago in order to appeal to more left-wing people. Besides, she always gets great numbers on her videos, no matter what transpires on Twitter. She's a good-looking girl who is very experienced in making viral political content that can appeal to multiple, very different demographics of people. She doesn't actually need to bend the knee to a few thousand people on Reddit. She'd be fine without them. But she does seem to care about what the online left-wing community and what they think about her. I think Shoe, more so, just wants to be liked by everyone. And I guess I'm somewhat like that too. But Shoe, it's not possible. I think you should just do whatever you want and ignore these more unreasonable people. Even Vosh seems a little annoyed when his audience attacks her. This seemingly happens a lot actually. Shoe does something, Vosh's audience spurgs, and then Shoe mishandles the controversy, and then repeat the cycle. Shoe0nhead is very smart in the sense of how she makes her content. By mastering populist rhetoric, she can appeal to a larger audience outside of her primarily left-wing audience, which is something a lot of people can't do and wish they could. An issue she seems to have is she also seems like she wants to be liked by a lot of people when that is impossible. What does the future hold for Shoe0nhead? Probably a lot of dumb e-drama, but also a lot more success. I don't think her popularity is going to fade anytime soon.